Bonjour mes amis! My name is Kyle and I am here today with a Sims 4 speed build. So we are currently building in Oasis Springs and the lot is Pebbleboro. It's a 30 by 20. And this is my first time actually since buying the game way back in 2014 that I've built an Oasis Springs, and I think it is just beautiful. It comes with the base game, so there's no worries about that here. If you want to put it in the same lot, you totally can. At this point in the build, I was looking over the templates and the floor plans that I found on Google Images, that I found on floorplan.com, and I was trying to match and see what was looking good, what wasn't looking good. I was trying to filter in the limitations that we have in The Sims 4, and I found these great fences. I used the fence from the base game for the roof trim of the porch, and I used the clear fence from Get Together for the balcony, or what will become the second floor private deck. Yeah, right now I was putting in the windows. I decided that the first level was going to be the level number 2, and the second level was going to be level number 1. It adds that extra sense of depth, that extra sense of realism. Just puts it right in there, very potent, very strong, very beautiful. But right now I was putting in the bathroom, or at least I was putting in the framework for the bathroom. Right next to the bathroom is the kitchen. I think that is a great place for the kitchen because it leads right up into the dining room, which leads right up the stairs into the beautiful, beautiful master bedroom that ends up becoming very plant themed. This house is very plant themed. I built this house with the unintentional, I suppose, desire to fill it with plants and life. And I feel like the people who live here or will live here, the family, if I make a family, they'll definitely have the loves outdoors trait, because these people love the outdoors, as evidenced by their immense landscaping and tons of potted plants. I feel like they moved to Oasis Springs so they could say, if I can build a garden in Oasis Springs, I can build a garden anywhere. And they did, and that's really cool. So yeah, and at this point I was trying to figure out the different flooring and the wallpaper. I ended up going with some white paneling from the base game for the base of the house and some paneling from Get Together for the second half of the house and for the upstairs. And I think overall it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good in the end. Yeah. I love using those spot doors. I love the spot doors, the double doors. There's nothing else like that in the game, with the frosty windows. It's beautiful. It's très magnifique. It's, if I could just have the whole house with those doors, I totally would. So yeah, I wish they had a lower level, or a first height level one, and a third height level one. I feel like the most populated height level for the really prettier doors is height level number 2. At this point I was putting in the roofing. I thought that some darker shingles would be appropriate, but I kind of went with something medium, something kind of gray, something that kind of offset the brown and the white and the darker porch scheme. And so yeah, I started landscaping around this point, and I decided that the base of the landscaping was going to be these low-lying palms. And what I do when I landscape, when I love to landscape, is I put in the low-lying pale yellow flowers as kind of a base, as kind of the grass, if you will, because the grass in the game looks kind of like, I don't know, standing up twigs, in my opinion. So I love putting in these low-lying pale yellow flowers. It gives the garden life, it gives it layering, it gives it, I don't know, it just makes it beautiful. And I also ended up changing the scheme. Originally it was going to be yellow and orange, but I changed it to pink and orange and red, and I think it's just vibrant. It's beautiful. It offsets the dark earthly brown that will become of the rest of the house on the inside. And I think that it's really, really good. So yeah, I love putting in rocks. I never really size up rocks, but I like putting in the smaller ones in conglomerations and like groups together. I think they look really good. I think they travel in packs, they're pairs, they're a school. No, but totally. So over here I was just kind of doing the same thing. I was just putting in the flowers. I ended up replacing in the front the pink daisies. I replaced them with azalea bushes. I think that the azalea bushes totally go with Oasis Springs. They go with that kind of desert, kind of scrawny looking, you know, like they have those scrawny looking plants, like totally looks like that, totally. And then in the back over here, We have just a little tiny like oasis, a sort of thing. It's just like complementing the deck. It's just kind of there. And yeah, here's, like I said, where I was placing the azalea bushes. And over here I added some editations. Eventually there will be a cart from Get Together that will go there, and I think the cart looks fantastic. For the surrounding area of the pool, I used the ruins esque blocks. I think that's what they're called, something like that. They were just really pretty. I really like them. They're from Get Together. This house uses a lot of items from Get Together. So if you have Get Together, you should totally download this build, Origin ID ArcadiaLight. Hello. And you are free to do with it as you please. You can repost it if you want to. You can edit it. You can unfurnish it. I don't care. As long as you give me credit for posting it in the first place, that's all I ask for. So right now I was just kind of finishing off the landscaping. I was just staying with the same theme, staying with the same like 4 or 5 flowers with 4 or 5 plants and, you know, whatever. And putting all that in with the rocks and all of that. What I end up doing is I go back in here and I do this really cool thing that I found from HatCYT, and it's where you hide lights, okay, inside the plants, right? And it makes it look so pretty at night. It makes it look like it's ethereal, it's beautiful, it's shining. I love it, absolutely love it. So yeah, I was just kind of editing, making it look better here and there, making it look complete, making the garden look as if somebody who's like a professional gardener, a curator of plants, totally built it. A superb, I don't know, whatever, what have you. And so yeah, I put in 2 trash cans. One is ideally, the green one is ideally for garbage, for your non-recyclables, and then the blue one is for recyclables. I felt like somebody who would have this pretty house with like the bird bath in the front and like the tons of flowers and the palm trees and all of that stuff would love to recycle. I mean, doesn't everybody? Recycling is so much fun. And then I put a potted plant right next to the door. I figured that would be pretty. I used a palm tree, of course. We are in Oasis Springs, after all, as I have mentioned several times now. I changed the stairs to match the foundation somewhat, the Presto foundation, I think it's called. And I think the stairs do nicely match with it. This is at the point where I'm adding in the blocks for the pool. I'm trying to decide what should be the base pool color, and I totally like it. As where I have the blocks the same as in the bottom of the pool. The one thing I do regret, however, is I did not get to add landscaping, or not landscaping, terrain tools to the back of the pool. Like, I got to put it on the sides and everything because it was inside the lot, but the back of the pool is actually at the lot. It's at the end of the lot, and I can't put terrain under, well, I can put it under this inner block, but you can't put it over it, and it was very sad. But yeah, I love making terrain and all that stuff. Also, if you totally download this from the gallery, which you should, as I have mentioned before, it looks really nice in Manage World. And like, you know, the world mode where you can see like all of the lots, it looks so nice. It just, I don't know, it looks so pretty, especially in this neighborhood. If you did like a renovation of this neighborhood and you made this neighborhood like really fancy and nice, and to where that it complemented this house, I feel like you could make a really nice neighborhood, and this house would be the start. So here I was totally making a smaller palm tree area, which ended up being complemented by a larger palm tree. I realized later on in the build, as I will point out later, that the smaller palm tree that's leaning up against the house in the back clipped through the window, and I totally, in my personal opinion, would not want palm fronds leaking into my house. I mean, imagine all the bugs, ew. So I went back in and I switched the taller one with the shorter one from there, from the little oasis area, and yeah, it looks nice. So yeah, here I was adding in the little lights to the pool. I feel like these are the only lights that give that pool effect, where it's like if you're swimming in it at night, if you're simply swimming in it, you can really tell it's like a pool. It's like, I don't know, it just looks so pretty. They do have now with Get Together, they did give us the option of having like large strips of lights, but I don't know, I feel like that would work in a lap pool, like in a pool that's like a swimmer pool, not necessarily a pool for recreational use at your house. So I did not put those in there, and that is why. Here is the lighting thing I was talking about. I love to hide it, like I said, in the plants. It just makes them look so good. I added a couple of porch lights as well. Right where this porch light is going is there's going to be a window right there, so I ended up moving the porch light over just a little bit. The window I think looks really good right there, or at least it will. And yeah. So after I put in these lights, I went ahead and went in, and I think I started doing the interior. And I was really excited about doing no, actually no, I lied, I totally lied. We started doing the patio, okay? And the patio uses mainly Perfect Patio stuff pack items. It uses the hot tub, and it uses like I made a pseudo lounge chair, and it uses the grill and the chairs and the umbrella table. It's just very pretty. I ended up extending this half wall because I was like, let's put in a half wall for privacy, so I did. And I ended up extending the half wall to where it would kind of almost meet but be a square away from the invisible or glass fence. Solely because of the fact I wanted to put in a hot tub, and there just wasn't enough room at present, in my personal opinion, for a hot tub. So yeah, that's totally what I did. I thought about for a second there, as you could see, putting in the trim that was the trim for the porch roof to the rest of the first floor, and I don't know, I didn't like it. It felt too, I don't know, too cut off for me, because I would have had to put it around the entire build and not just on the patio part, and that just, to me, did not look good. So yeah, here I'm putting in the stuff that I was talking about earlier with the little potted plant and the table. The table is from base game, but everything else on this porch, except for the lights and for the flower and table, are all from Perfect Patio. So I totally recommend, if you're going to download this, I totally recommend that you have to have Perfect Patio. I mean, you don't have to have it, but it's gonna remove all these items. The game's gonna remove all these items, which is really sad. I ended up making the hot tub also a little bit more private. I put the grill right next to it. You'll see there in a second. I make a half wall and put the grill right next to it so that you could just reach over. Your Sims could literally just reach over, sit in the hot tub, like chilling, having a good time. They could just reach over if somebody else is out there preparing something, preparing like some meats, some I don't know, some hamburger. They could just reach over and grab some of it and just have a nice lunch or dinner or breakfast, whatever you want, right here outside in their personal patio. And of course, if you wanted to, you could change it to where you could move the door to the hallway so that this could be accessible for everyone. I personally didn't want it, so I ended up closing off that portion of the hallway, and that becomes part of the master bedroom, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a few minutes. I went ahead right now and went in and I added the wallpaper for all the rooms. I like to do the wallpaper and the flooring first so that it kind of sets the general theme for what I want of the room, and I sometimes change it, as you'll see later as well, sometimes change it as the room progresses, I think. But I thought this looked really pretty. I thought giving it earthly tones, which I ended up changing the doors from white to brown, but I thought giving it earth tones would kind of correspond with my idea that the people who live here are into gardening, and they love to garden, and they love to plant things. I don't know, I'm not a gardener, I kill plants. But anyway, so I put this entryway in here, and like I said, here's the window I was talking about earlier, and I put curtains over the window, and I put a nice painting from City Living right next to it. I love that painting. It's so pretty. I wish it came in more options. I think there's one that has like cupcakes or something like that, but it's not the same. I put in those hanging plants, or those wall plants from Get Together. Yeah, I think they're from Get Together. And so yeah, I put in the curtains, I went ahead and did that, and I moved some of the plants because they were clipping into the living room, and clipping, like, I don't know if you know this already, but clipping really bothers me. And so yeah, I put the living room, which was kind of big for me. I usually build smaller living rooms, but I put the living room at sort of an incline. It looks kind of nice, it looks lived in, it looks cluttered. Make sure that if you download this, you have bb.move objects turned on. That is my favorite cheat. You might have seen me enter it into the cheat window a little while ago. I love bb.move objects. Not only does it enable you to add clutter, but it enables you to tilt objects in like any way you want to. If you have the Sims 3 camera enabled, which I do, I actually don't use the Sims 3 camera for anything else except for rotating objects. For almost everything else, I use the Sims 4 camera. I like the Sims 4 camera. I'm one of those people who never played the Sims 3. Unfortunately, I just wasn't into it. Right now I was putting in the hallways kind of table. I put in like some clutter items, and then halfway through the build I realized, oh no, there's not a computer on the down floor. There wasn't any kind of electronic down here. So I ended up moving that table to right in front of the mirror on the, or behind the couch, because originally what I had planned on for the mirror was putting some spa day items. I had put the spa day hanging plants or wall plants on it, and then I put nouveau riche blinds, but I didn't like that combination. They didn't look good to me. I don't know, you can always put it back if you like it, but just to me, it did not look good. It looks so much better in my head, so I just kind of deleted it, and then I left the blinds there, but I ended up taking out the blinds too. So for the kitchen, I'm not a fan of big kitchens. I like small kitchens. I don't know. I feel like a big kitchen, there's just so much room, there's so much counters, like what are you supposed to do with it? So I built a semi-smaller kitchen. I've built smaller kitchens than this before, but I felt like this was kind of small, especially for a build of this grandeur. And yeah, I put in a little bit of clutter items. I don't put in that much clutter for my kitchens, solely because of the fact the counters make it so hard to put in clutter items, because it automatically just snaps to the grid, and that is the most annoying thing ever. The grid on The Sims 4 is, anyway. And I know that you can change the grid, because if you can enable the grid to change from 1/2 to 1/4 if you press the F5 key on your keyboard, and I do that, but it's not enough. I want more. I want more. I used this painting from City Living, and I put a shelf under it, and I put like some books and like some CDs and a couple pictures. We only get 4 framed pictures in The Sims 4, like to put on your mantle, to put on your shelves, and I think that's so sad. We get the butterfly one, the pear one, the apple one, and the one where it's like the llamas or the llama team. I don't know what it is. It's crazy. But I wish we got more. That's the one item in The Sims 4 that I wish we got more. Like, I can do without having laundry bins. I mean, we have laundry bins. Washer and dryer, I can totally do without washer and dryer, you know, whatever. But I really, 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 really want more framed pictures. In the bathroom, with the May 25th update, as you can see, I have used the lights, not the lights in the bathroom, but the lights in the rest of the builder from the May 25th update. They also enabled in that update, and this was like a quiet thing. I was like, maybe this was here before, but I don't remember it before having the update, so correct me if I'm wrong. But they added in the option where you can have the toilet paper face the opposite way, because you know the age-old argument that some people say the toilet paper roll is supposed to come out where you grab it from the front, and then some people say no, you grab it from the back. I'm personally one of the people who likes it from the back, but hey, that's just me. And so I went ahead and I put it in there as the back, and I was like, wow, that's so cool. That's just like a little added personality flavor for whoever uses that bathroom, because I mean, you know, some people just like it, some people don't. Then going on into the downstairs bedroom, you'll see in a minute, after I do the computer desk, after I put in the computer clutter, and I put in the computer, which I use the computer from City Living. I love that computer. I love the curved screen. I also love the TV from City Living, but I don't use it that much. It's very expensive. But anyway, as we get into the as we get into the room for the downstairs bedroom, I think it started out awful. I did not like it at first. I tried to go with a lighter theme. I tried to go with tans and whites instead of browns. And I know that just didn't fit to me. You can always change it back if you like the way I was first doing it, but I didn't. So I changed it to browns, and I mean, darker browns, as in darker browns, and more earthly colors and what have you. Pretty much a lot of things in here are from City Living. The bed is the futon bed from City Living, the end tables from City Living, and so are the briefcases. I love those little briefcases. I think if you go into the Needs TLC apartment in San Myshuno, like the EA made version, they have those little bookcases or those little suitcases as like the TV stand, and I was like, well, that's kind of weird. But I used it as the end table because I was like, maybe these people just moved in. Maybe they haven't finished unpacking. Maybe that's why this room is so sparsely decorated. I don't know, you decide. This was also where I started in putting a lot more potted plants. I know I put a lot to start with in the rest of the build, in the living room and in the entryway, and I did a lot of landscaping in general, but this room was where I really started realizing, hey, what if the people who lived here, like I said earlier, were plant enthusiasts? And that's what I did. I gave the room a separate flooring. It made it look more rustic, it made it look more industrial, and I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. So I did the same thing for the upstairs room. The only difference is I didn't use the same bed. I didn't use the blinds. I did not like the get-to-work blinds in the upstairs bedroom. I like the get-to-work blinds in the downstairs bedroom, though. I love the get-to-work blinds in general, though, too. I also went back in and I added some floor lights and some desk lights and some wall lights because I realized, you know, this house up to that point had only had lights on the ceiling, which is totally fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I wanted to give my Sims that added dimension of choosing which light they want to turn on. Do they feel like in a good book reading mood and they just want to turn on the lamp in the living room, keep all the rest of the lights off, set the mood for reading, put on some nice music on the computer, or maybe they're watching TV and they want a lot of light to spill into the room because they're watching a scary movie and they get scared easily like I do. So that's totally, you know, totally up to them, totally up to you. So yeah, all of my bathrooms pretty much look the same. I don't vary with bathrooms. Bathrooms aren't my thing. I feel like bathrooms are kind of basic, just in my opinion. What's the point in putting like a bunch of like different photos and stuff in the bathroom? You barely ever go in there, and when you go in there, you do a very unpleasant activity or two, and I don't like thinking about it. So yeah. I did put different showers, different sinks, and different toilets in each bathroom, though. I did kind of a variety there, but that's about it. So here we got to the top floor bedroom. I actually, unfortunately, did not get a screenshot for this bedroom. I don't know why. I pressed the C button and it just didn't, I guess it didn't hold. And I'm honestly, to be honest, I'm too lazy to go back into build mode and or live mode because I moved the people. I had moved in my sim self just so that I could take the pictures, and I moved my sim self out back to my apartment in San Myshuno. I don't want to move myself again. So I'm totally not going to go back into live mode to get the picture, but you see it, you get the gist. It's full of potted plants, and it's full of pictures about, I think those pictures are about plants that I just put on the wall. They might not be, I don't know. Even if they aren't, they look like they should be. And then I ended up replacing those get to work blinds that are right next to it with the curtains that I've been using like throughout the rest of the build. And then the city living curtains are in front of the bed. I love putting beds in front of the windows. I think that's so cool. You just wake up and you turn your head and you look right out the window, which is so pretty. And then I ended up putting the city living blinds also right where those get to work blinds are. You see that, right? I just did it there. I am foreshadowing for myself. And then I put in some plants. I love the plants, the potted plants from kids room stuff. That's the only time I used kids room stuff, actually. Those potted plants there in the corner to the right where you're looking at right now. I also used it for the potted plants that go next to the window when you walk in the door. And I used kids room stuff for the downstairs TV stand. But that's all. So if you don't have kids room stuff, I mean, you could just replace those things. No biggie. Do whatever you want. Completely demolish the house. Download it. Say it sucks. Demolish it. I don't care. You know, I just want you guys to be able to see my builds and to put your Sims in these builds and to have fun with it and to play the Sims, and that is everyone's goal, right? So yeah, at this point I started doing the terrain. We are approaching the end of the video, unfortunately, but I was doing the terrain tools. I was adding in some dirt around the flowers and around all the plants, and I don't know, I thought it looked really good. Sometimes though, when I'm building, I'll put, instead of the dirt, I'll put like sand. Like there was this one build where it was supposed to be at the beach, and I put it in Newcrest. And maybe I'll do a video about it, but I put it in Newcrest, and I did, instead of dirt, I did like beach sand for the under the plants. And I thought it looked so pretty because I did like beach inspired plants. And then I put in here the Windedberg mailbox, and that is it. That is all I put in. That is the build. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're on to the screenshots now, but you guys can watch the screenshots while I'm talking about stuff. So this is my first video on YouTube, and I'm super excited to be able to share my creations on YouTube, and I thank you all if you've watched up to this point, and also if you skipped the video to watch the screenshots, welcome. I do that sometimes myself, no biggie. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this build, and tell me what you guys want to see in the future. Leave a comment down below. Leave several comments. Leave 100 comments. Leave no comments. It's up to you, really, but you should leave a comment. And totally thumbs up this video. Go to the gallery, Origin ID ArcadiaLight. Check out this build. It's going to be hashtagged ArcadiaLight. All my builds in the future from now on, and households and what have you that I share to the gallery, will all be hashtagged ArcadiaLight, so you can find them very easily. I hope to be making another video very soon. Maybe I'll do a CAS video. Maybe I'll start with a Let's Play. Ooh, that would be fun. A Let's Play San Myshuno. I have a perfect character in mind. I don't know. We could try. Maybe I'll do another build. Who knows? Just let me know what you guys want to see. I'm up to anything. I suck at suburban traditional houses. But hey, if you guys want me to do one of those, I'll totally do it. I don't care. I love building, and I just want you guys to be able to see what I built in The Sims 4 because I have so much fun doing it. It's my favorite thing in the world to do, is to build on The Sims 4, and so yeah, just let me know what you guys want to see. Let me know what you like, what you don't like, what you do want to see, what you don't want to see, all of that fun stuff, and make sure to give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, tell your mom about it, talk to your cat about it, just get people to watch it. Maybe you'll like it. I don't know. It seems like this is going to be a lot of fun. I have enjoyed making this video. I have enjoyed recording it. I have enjoyed doing the voiceover and finding the music and doing my intro and my outro. It's just, oh, it's so much fun. So I thank you all from the bottom of my heart for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye!